you are hearing this, your destiny has been calling your name for a long time. Not softly, not quietly, not gently. It has been calling you. Through your restlessness, through your frustration, through your tiredness, through the pressure in your spirit. That will not go away no matter how much you distract yourself. You feel it, you know it, you sense it. Something inside you has been pushing upward, like a seed cracking open under the soil, trying to break through. And Archangel Michael says, you cannot keep delaying the person you were born to become. Your destiny has been patient. Your purpose has waited. Your calling has whispered. Your spirit has nudged you. Again and again. But now the inner deadline has arrived. Not a deadline on a calendar. A deadline inside your soul. Point where you can no longer live. In between who you were and who you must be. Michael steps forward and says, you have outgrown the version of you that keeps pretending nothing must change. This is why your patience feels thin. This is why your emotions feel heavy. This is why your mind feels full. This is why your habits feel wrong. This is why your old comforts no longer feel comforting. Because your soul has already moved forward, and your life has not caught up yet. This is the tension you feel. This is the pressure in your spirit. This is the discomfort that keeps rising. It is not anxiety. It is not confusion. It is not weakness. It is transformation. It is awakening. It is destiny knocking. And Michael says, you cannot keep pretending you do not hear it. Your life cannot stay the same. Your spirit will not allow it. Your purpose will not allow it. Your truth will not allow it. Something deep inside you is tired of shrinking, tired of waiting, tired of doubting, tired of delaying the life God has prepared for you. This is why small things irritate you, why familiar places feel suffocating, why conversations drain you faster, why old cycles feel unbearable, why you crave peace so deeply. Your soul is outgrowing what your life still entertains. And Michael says, you are running out of space for the things that no longer belong to you. This is not fear. This is clarity. This is your calling pulling you forward. But here is the warning. You cannot become your next self while protecting the habits that belong to your old self. You cannot rise while holding on to distractions. You cannot break through while feeding doubt. You cannot evolve while clinging to comfort. Michael speaks firmly now. You must choose the old you or the true you. You cannot keep both. Your destiny is waiting at the door, but the door will not open if your hands are full of fear, excuses, and old pain. You know this. You feel it. You have felt it for months. Some days it feels like a pull, other days like pressure, other days like a heavy silence sitting inside your chest. This is heaven saying, it is time. Time to release the old story. Time to stop apologizing for your growth. Time to break the patterns that break your spirit. Time to set boundaries you should have set long ago. Time to choose peace over people pleasing. Time to choose healing over history. Time to choose yourself. Michael stands taller beside you. You can feel the strength of his presence. Even in the quiet, he says, you have settled for survival for far too long. It is time to rise. Rise into confidence. Rise into clarity. Rise into discipline. Rise into courage. Rise into the life you keep imagining but never stepping into. Your spirit is ready. Your future is ready. Heaven is ready. But you must be ready too. Michael continues, you have one step left to take. The step of decision. Not perfection. Not a full plan. Not a dramatic change. Just decision. A decision that says, I will no longer choose the version of me that destroys my peace. A decision that says, I will step into the future my spirit has been preparing for. A decision that says, I will not waste my destiny on fear or delay. This is the inner deadline. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not one day when you feel brave. Now, this moment, this shift, this awakening. Michael warns gently but firmly. If you do not honor this moment, you will stay in cycles that your soul is begging you to break. Cycles of emotional exhaustion, cycles of self-doubt, cycles of wrong connections, cycles of spiritual emptiness, cycles of almost becoming, but never fully stepping in. Your spirit cannot afford another round of the same pain. You have outgrown it. Now take a slow breath. Let your mind quiet. Let your shoulders drop. Let your heart open. Because the next part goes deeper into the transformation. What you must release, what you must reclaim, and what destiny is waiting to give you. Once you step forward, Michael stands before you with a clarity you can feel, a strength that steadies your spirit. He says, what you call pressure is actually preparation. You have been asking, why do I feel so unsettled? Why do I feel so restless? Why do I feel like I cannot stay the same? Because your spirit knows what your life has not caught up with yet. Your inner world is shifting. Your beliefs are changing. Your awareness is rising. Your desires are evolving. Your tolerance is shrinking. Everything inside you is preparing for a future you have not entered yet. That is why comfort feels wrong. That is why familiar feels heavy. That is why staying the same feels like suffocating your own soul. Michael says, you are not breaking. You are breaking open. You are being expanded, stretched, called higher, called deeper, called forward. The version of you that you are growing into cannot live in the old conditions you kept accepting. That version is stronger, cleaner, more awake, more intentional, more disciplined, more connected to God. This is why the inner deadline feels so real, so sharp, so urgent, because if you do not move now, you will stay somewhere. Your soul cannot breathe. Michael continues, you have been pouring energy into too many things that do not pour back into you. Too many conversations that go nowhere. Too many habits that weaken you. Too many thoughts that poison your peace. Too many distractions that steal your focus. Too many people who take your kindness but do not honor your heart. Your spirit is tired of giving without receiving, tired of trying without support, tired of loving without balance, tired of dreaming without action. And heaven says, it is time to protect your energy, like it is sacred because it is. You do not have the strength to waste anymore, not on confusion, not on emotional chaos, not on people who misunderstand your worth, not on patterns that destroy your potential. You must pull your power back. You must gather your spirit. You must reclaim your focus. Michael says, you keep giving your strength to things that deserve your silence. Not every situation needs your effort. Not every person needs your access. Not every emotion needs your reaction. Not every problem needs your involvement. Your destiny depends on your discipline. Your future depends on your focus. Your next chapter depends on your boundaries. You cannot reach a higher level with a scattered spirit. Now breathe again. Let your nervous system settle. Let your awareness rise, because the next part is about the shift your destiny requires. Michael says, you must stop choosing people who do not choose your growth. Some people love your softness, but fear your strength. Some people want your presence, but not your evolution. Some people like the old version of you, because it was easier to control, easier to predict, easier to benefit from, but your growth makes them uncomfortable, not because you are wrong, but because they are stagnant. You cannot stay small to keep someone else from feeling insecure. You cannot dim your light to keep someone else from facing their shadows. You cannot shrink your purpose to maintain the comfort of people who refuse to grow. Michael says, your destiny requires separation from anything that delays it. Not separation in anger, not separation in bitterness, not separation in revenge, separation in clarity, separation in honesty, separation in alignment, because some people are tied to your history, but cannot survive in your future. Now your heart feels this truth. Your chest feels warm. Your spirit feels alert. Because, there are relationships you have been afraid to release. There are habits you have been afraid to break. There are dreams you have been afraid to pursue. There are boundaries you have been afraid to set. And Michael says, you cannot keep living in fear and expect destiny to move. Fear locks the door. Faith opens it. And your faith is waking up again. You feel it. You sense it. You recognize the spark, trying to return to your spirit. Now breathe, slow, deep, present, because the next part goes deeper into identity, purpose, self-worth, and the return of your inner power. Michael stands even closer now, and you can feel the shift in the air around you. It is not fear. It is certainty. It is truth finally landing in your spirit. After months of whispering inside you, he says, you have been living below your calling, and your soul is tired of pretending. You have dreams that scare you, because they are bigger than the life you're living. You have ideas that spark in your mind, but you smother them, because you think you're not ready. You have a vision of yourself that keeps showing up in your imagination, but every time you try to rise into it, your old habits pull you back. Michael reveals, it is not your life that is too small. It is your belief in yourself that has been too limited. Your destiny is wider than your comfort zone. Your purpose is louder than your excuses. Your future is brighter than your fears have allowed you to see. You have stayed hidden too long. You have played safe too long. You have given your power away too long. And heaven has decided that this season of smallness is ending. Now, not someday, not eventually, not when you feel ready. Your destiny cannot wait anymore. Your purpose cannot sit in silence anymore. Your spirit cannot stay locked in a version of you that was built to survive a life you no longer live. Michael says, you are the only one who still believes you are the old you. Heaven already sees the new you. God already sees the strong you. The angels already see the awakened you. Your future already sees the powerful you. But you keep looking at yourself through the lens of who you used to be. The you who was wounded. The you who was afraid. The you who felt unworthy. The you who accepted less. The you who stayed silent to keep false peace. The you who tolerated disrespect because you didn't want to lose anyone. The you who broke into pieces but still tried to help others. Michael says gently, you are not that version anymore, and it is time you stop living like you are. Now breathe. Let that truth settle deep. Let it echo inside your chest. Let it move something inside you that has been still for too long. Because the next part goes deeper into identity, into the truth heaven knows about you, and the truth you must finally accept. Michael says, you are stronger than your fears. You are wiser than your past. You are braver than your pain. You are more gifted than your insecurities. You are more capable than your doubts. Your destiny is not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. Heaven has already written your purpose. Heaven has already placed favor on your life. Heaven has already assigned angels to protect your path. Heaven has already opened spiritual doors that your old mindset is too scared to walk through. The only thing left is your agreement, your yes, your rise, your decision, your step. Michael says, one step of courage will break 10 years of fear. You do not need a full plan. You do not need every answer. You do not need perfection. You just need to stop shrinking, stop doubting, stop delaying, stop telling yourself, you are not ready. Your soul has been ready. Your destiny has been ready. Your spirit has been ready. Now you must be ready. Michael continues with fierce clarity. You have stayed in waiting mode so long that you forgot you are the one who must move first. Faith is movement. Faith is action. Faith is obedience. Faith is stepping forward, even when the path is not clear. Your destiny is not unlocked by perfection. It is unlocked by movement, and heaven is calling you to move into your life, not tomorrow, Not when things settle. Not when you feel brave. Now, because your soul is done waiting. Your destiny is done waiting. Your inner deadline has arrived. Now breathe again. Let the urgency hit you, not as fear, but as awakening. Awakening to who you truly are. Because now Michael reveals the part you have avoided, the part that hurts, but frees you. You have been too loyal to your own limitations. You keep choosing the thoughts that break your confidence. You keep returning to patterns that make you small. You keep believing the version of yourself that was shaped by trauma, not truth. Michael says, you are not broken. You are becoming. What you thought was weakness was actually your spirit shedding its old skin. What you thought was confusion was your soul rejecting your old identity. What you thought was fear was just resistance to growth. You are not failing. You are shifting. And the shift feels uncomfortable because you have never been this close to your true self. And now comes the next reveal. You are standing on the threshold of the life you asked God for. But to step into it, you must release the version of yourself that was built by survival. The version that kept everyone happy, except yourself. The version that dimmed your light to avoid jealousy. The version that accepted less because you didn't know your worth. The version that stayed silent because you didn't want conflict. The version that carried burdens that were never yours. The version that kept forgiving without boundaries and breaking so others could heal. Michael says, that version of you is finished. You cannot carry them into your destiny. Your destiny is calling for a stronger you, clearer you, a braver you, a disciplined you, a focused you, a healed you. You may feel resistance inside right now. That is because your old self is afraid of dying, but it must, so the true you can live. Now breathe again, slow, because the next part goes deeper into the transformation that heaven is about to bring into your spirit.